We're here with Greg Cornwell, who's the designated broker of Realty Network, and today we're going to interview him about short sales because he is our in-house short sale negotiator, and up until this point we have a 100% success rate in negotiating our short sales. So we thought we'd interview Greg and ask him a few questions today. Greg, what is the most critical step in the short sale process?
Sure. The things that you need to consider when taking a short sale client are that, number one, the loan mod possibilities have been exhausted because the banks are required to pursue the loan mod or other alternatives before considering a short sale or foreclosure. Second thing would be that you have a verifiable hardship or a circumstance that can't be avoided, necessitating a short sale. It's really important to consider whether the client has any additional liens on the property, such as HOA liens that can be substantial. Banks won't pay for those typically, and they could really hinder your short sale negotiation or make the deal blow up altogether. Another thing to consider as well is just advising the client that there might be tax consequences associated with the short sale, but they need to seek advice from a professional regarding those things.
So you don't really get very detailed in discussing their personal tax liability or situation?
No, we don't. We want to leave that to the professionals because there can be so many little nuances that can affect their particular situation, and there's no way that we could be an expert as an agent on that.
So once you've decided that you do have a viable short sale that's worth your time, what's the most important part of the short sale process?
The most important part would be to make sure that you have a complete package. If the package isn't complete, number one, they're not going to maybe even put it into the system. You'll be thinking that maybe the process is going along, you're giving them a little bit of time, but with an incomplete package they may never even upload it into their system and start working on it. That's the most critical part. If you have a complete package, you can follow up right away. You can make sure that things are going to take place and go smoothly. Without it, it's going to be very difficult.
So Greg, what is typically included in a short sale package?
Typically it's going to vary by bank, but most commonly is going to be all their financial information with regard to bank statements, tax returns, income verifications. Those things are generally going to be required because typically there's going to be some kind of a hardship or reduction in income, and you want to be able to document that.
Do you also include some sort of CMA and provide comps?
Absolutely. The banks will do their own valuation of the property, but they want to see up front what the recent sales and listings are looking like right now in the neighborhoods to kind of get an idea of where that property should be priced with regard to the offer that you're going to be sending in with the package.
So what are the challenges with communicating with the bank's negotiator?
Challenges are basically they can vary from individual or to just the general culture of the bank that you're dealing with. Some are very good with communication, some are not. Some require constant follow-up. They may be in time zones, 3 time zones away, so the hours that they're available might be limited. And reaching them may be next to impossible without being able to constantly follow up and call and try to reach them.
So if you're an agent that's a part-timer and you have another job, do you think it's advisable for that agent to try to negotiate a short sale?
It's going to be very difficult unless you're available, especially when they call you back, because they will return calls. But if you're not there to take that call, they're not going to leave a detailed message. They're not going to give you any instruction. They're going to want to talk to you right then. And if you're not available to talk to them because you're working or doing something else, they're you're going to have a hard time reaching them back, because typically you're not going to be able to just pick up the phone and call them.
Now, I understand that there's a document included in a short sale. It's called the arm's length affidavit. Can you explain what that's about and what we should be cautious with that?
Sure. Arm's length affidavit is a document that everybody who's a party to the transaction, the agents, the buyer, seller, everybody's going to sign, even escrow, that says that they are not a party to the transaction. This is obviously done to counteract any fraud that might be lurking with regard to a seller who wants to maybe sell to a neighbor or a friend or relative that then will rent the house back to them, or they can purchase it back for a big discount. Anything to do with that is going to be mortgage fraud and is punishable up to being thrown in prison, basically.
So we want to be careful having any creative ideas when putting these short sales together, and not get involved in anything, because it's literally could cost us jail time because it's considered fraud, right?
Absolutely. If a deal were to fall in an agent's lap where somebody wants to do a short sale, and oh, by the way, I have a buyer, I know somebody who wants to buy the house, that's a big red flag right there. The property's got to stay on the market. It's got to get legitimate offers from uninterested parties, basically.
So Greg, your experience with short sales, now that you've done several of them, what do you think the key is really to getting them closed quickly? And do you have any last words on short sales?
The key is constant communication and being available to follow up. Short sale can take as little as a few weeks or as long as 5 or 6 months, even if you are following up every day. It really depends on the bank. Being available and ready to go is key, and that's where we can help. We can help you with the short sale negotiation. I'm here all the time, basically working on that for clients, for agents, and we do charge a fee to negotiate. Typical fee is just like a referral fee. It's about 30% of the commission, and that way there's no stress or worry. You know it's going to get done. It's going to get followed up on.
Great. Well, we really appreciate your time today, Greg, and we'll let you get back to your negotiations. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.